Hello and welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen and today I am making a soap using this fragrance from Nature's Garden, Green Apple Explosion. That's a funny name to me, but it is very green apple smelling. It's like a tart Granny Smith apple, which I think is wonderful. When I make apple pie, I like to use really tart apples and I think it makes a better pie. So green apples, that's it. And I'm not doing a whole complicated soap today. It's just I want a green swirl. This fragrance is really tart. It smells juicy. And so for the color, I'm going to use baby grasshopper green, even though grasshopper has nothing to do with apples. But hey, I thought the color on this was really pretty. Just one color swirl, got the scent. I'm just going to do maybe a chevron or a scoop top. We're going really simple today because it's just, I don't know, it just sounds really clean and crisp. The scent is just very simple and clean. It doesn't have a lot of top notes and under notes. It's just green apples. So simple soap, but not simple. It'll be a goat milk and oil method today because I was thinking of apple pies and foodie kind of was going in my head. So to me, goat milk goes with a foodie soap. So green apple soap, that's what we're doing today. I'm going to get everything prepped and ready to go, and let's come back and make some really, I think it smells great. Green apple goat milk soap. All right, it's soap additives time. And here is my creamy, farm fresh, raw goat milk. Love this stuff. And just to kick it up, since we're not doing a lot today, I'm gonna add my heavy cream powder and all my regulars. So this is a 2 tablespoon scoop of heavy cream powder going in, and then the kaolin clay and colloidal oats, 2 tablespoons each. And I'm going to get this all blended in. I do have the fragrance is already in here to just simplify everything. So let's get that blended up and then we'll get to making soap. Get moving forward, I have been requested to do this tutorial a couple of times, so I'm going to show you what we're going to do today with the hanger swirl. And again, this is just a gear tie. You can get these at any good hardware store or even an auto supplies place. It's a flexible gear tie, and they make wonderful hanger swirls because you can customize the size to fit whatever mold you're doing. So I've got my hanger tool, and what I do is I'm going to show you the middle loaf here. You go straight down and you can do little swirls at the bottom and then go to the top, or you can do big swirls. And then what gives you that wonderful butterfly look is after you swirl it, if you just go about halfway up in your mold, so about halfway, and just go straight across, it kind of pulls, and when you open the soap you get those wonderful butterfly wings. So we're just going to go right down, and depending on how thick or thin this is when we pour it, if it's very thin, you only do like big and you'll get plenty of swirls. If it's a little bit nice and thicker, you can do like lots of little swirls and get a very intricate swirl. So it just depends on the texture of the soap batter when you pour it. So you just put the hanger down and do your swirls. Now if you want to do the choppy like a flame, you just go up and down. So anyway, I hope you can see. I know the angle isn't good, but so what I do is I start here and I go circle, circle, go to the middle loaf, circle, circle, go to this one, circle, circle, and then I go straight through and pull it out. That's typically what I do. I hope that helped. So let's get on to making soap. Okay, I've got that beautiful baby grasshopper green dispersed in a little distilled water down in here, ready to go. Got the lye solution here that has cane sugar, tussa silk, and sodium lactate. And let's get moving on this soap. You're going to see it start to caramel color here. That's the lye reacting with the milk sugars. And that's totally fine. It'll bounce back. This fragrance doesn't cause discoloration. It doesn't have any vanillin, so that'll bounce back to a beautiful ivory color. right, it's a little bit thicker, so I'm going to go ahead and go straight down and do a couple nice big swirls on each loaf. And I'll go back and forth twice, and that's going to be the swirl for this one. Let's see what we get tomorrow. The next day, and ta-da! Isn't that pretty? I think that is such a just a scrumptious looking top, and the scent is very strong today, very tart. That's what I'm getting, is the green apple scent is not sweet at all. It's really tart, so kind of mouth-watering. So I can't wait to get in here and see what we've got going on the inside, see how that swirl came out. Let's take a look. We're back with the lovely Olga, and it's time to cut into these. Oh my goodness, they just really are appealing to me. I'm loving it. So let's see how that swirl came out. You know, this was very thick as I got it poured. It was a, a medium to fast mover, but definitely workable for the fragrance. But it was thicker, so I did a lot of swirling, and oh my goodness. All right. So that's not a lot of swirl, but isn't that beautiful? We're going to have some soapy patterns, I can tell already. And I love it. So yeah, again, with the hanger swirl, when you have a thicker or a thinner soap, it really makes a difference on how it comes out. I love the subtle green. It really does kind of look like green apple to me. Oh, these are kind of muted. I'm loving it. Very soft. Can't wait to get a little farther in here. But anyway, it did get thicken up, and so when I went to do the top, I thought about just swirling it instead of doing a scoop top, because it just looks kind of creamy and not gloppy, but I'm loving how the top came out. Let's get into the center loaf here. Oh, I could just sit and stare at that top. I'm really happy with that, and the color. So yeah, the cream and the milk, the goat milk, I just think these are super luscious. I'm just pleased. These are happy bars. So the question is, do you like sweet apples or tart apples? When we were in Virginia, stationed in Virginia, and my husband worked at the Pentagon, and at Quantico Marine Base. Right before he retired, they had a lot of apple picking groves there, and we would do that in the fall and go picking, and there are so many varieties of apples. I mean, and they range in color from pale, pale yellow all up to dark purple, almost black color. It's just phenomenal how many apples there are. But I'm really picky about apples. I like them a little tartar. I definitely like them crispy. I hate mushy apples. Hate them. Oh, yuck. But so I definitely like a crunch when I bite into an apple. I think Honeycrisp is one of my favorites just because they are very crunchy. So what kind of apples do you like? Are you a crispy or a sweet apple lover? All right, last loaf. So here's the funny thing. I hate mushy apples, but I like applesauce. Go figure. An apple pie, you know, because they get kind of soft in there. That's why I love to use like Granny Smith or a really crisp tart apple in apple pies. I think it makes it, they stay firmer for me. Anyway, that's my apple pie theory. I don't know, are you an apple pie baker? Maybe you don't like apples at all. I have not met very many people that categorically don't like apples. Usually you can find something apple that they like. It's a pretty, I don't know, universal thing. What do you think? Are you an apple lover or not? Let's see if we have a soapy pattern here. So there's the top. Love, love, love. Okay, let's do it this way. Oh yeah. There we go. Cute. Very muted. I'm really surprised with how the trace on this was not so thin, but it's very muted inside. It's actually really just sweet looking, I think. It's very pretty. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Whether or not you like apples, I don't know, but thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you have a really wonderful day.